Okay, so a while ago I dropped a video called The Contentious Woman. Today we'll be reading from Proverbs chapter 31, and it will be the Proverbs 31 woman. Okay? Starting, it says, "Who can find a virtuous woman, for her price is far above rubies? Heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant ships. She bringeth her food from afar. A virtuous woman cares for her family. She rides also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens. She considers the field, and buyeth with the fruit of her hands. She planteth a vineyard. She girded her loins with strength, and strengthen her arms. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night. She layeth her hands on the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. She stretches out her hand to the poor. Yes, she reached forth her hand to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land. She maketh fine linen, and selleth it. The virtuous woman speaks wisdom. She opened her mouth with wisdom. And in her tongue the law of kindness. She looketh well on the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain. But a woman, this is the important part, a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. Give her of fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates." So for those of you that was quite a long passage, but that is the kind of woman Christian women should strive to be. Now, that is a Proverbs 31 woman. You'll hear people talk about that. I want a Proverbs woman. And yes, they are out there, brothers and sisters. Well, brothers mainly, but they're very rare. Okay, and she does all that, but also they're not easily won. Okay, you have to be leading and godly. And the only real way to get one is to have God in your works. Okay, you have to let God do His work in your life. All right, because God will bring you like that. And that is a woman, but also I got some surprising news for you guys and stuff. You don't find a woman just like that. That is through a life of sharing with her husband, and that is learning and growing. That is what a good woman grows into. She fears God, basically, is the main part of it. And you read what she does. She works day and night. I know most women don't like that, but she gets up while it's still night, meaning, yes, she gets up really early in the morning and, does whatever to make sure her house is fed. So if they want, do that, that's what 31 woman is, but she helps the needy. She's kind. She's not angry, and she's not just, picking fights and just not helping anybody and looking down on people. She helps the needy. She is also wise with her husband's money. That's why he trusts her with it. That's why when you're married, everything becomes one. My mentor told me about this. He said him and his wife, I believe, do not have separate accounts. It's all one. Because you're supposed to have that trust in marriage. What's yours is hers, and what's hers is yours. And so she's very wise with the money that her husband makes. And you see, he has no doubts of her in his heart. Meaning he's not worried about her, going out and cheating on him with somebody else. You see, it's two ways. They want a dependable, honorable, Christian, masculine man to provide for them. But that just outlined what you have to do. Men are called a ton of stuff. The Bible and are called to do a ton of things. We got to be leaders. We have to pursue. We have to court. We have to do all this. And the women just have to build themselves up and wait. You see? But if you're not a good woman, like a Proverbs 31 woman, you can make yourself into that. You see, it's not too late. When you're born again, you're a new creation. Old things have passed away, okay? So that means you can start building yourself. You may have a history with, sleeping around. And you may have that, but if you are genuinely repentive, right? And you're born again, well, that doesn't, it's, you are made new in God's image. So you will have to just find somebody that is willing to look past that. But if, say, you have had a history, this goes for guys too, I've shared it in other videos, is one, it doesn't matter what your history was, it's just what are you doing in the moment? Have you been single and celibate? That includes women too. That means you're not sleeping around. You're not hooking up with guys every night. Same with guys not hooking up with girls. You're literally pursuing purity and closer to God. And at some point, as you pursue that, God will bring you the right person that can accept you for who you are. Okay? Now, that doesn't excuse the pattern. Like, you should be honest with your past. Like, you should be honest, like, hey, I had some, stuff back in my youth, or, I slept around a bit. That should be up front before you get the relationship going too far. And that way the person knows what they're getting into. And also, men are the same way. Guess what, guys? If you get a girlfriend, you're going to have to share your corn addiction. Yeah, I know. It sucks, but when God sends me my partner, she is going to know about my addiction. Anybody can watch my YouTube channel and they can see it, but she's going to know the full extent of what I went through. And that's if she wants to know that. I may hold back a lot of it until we're married, and then if she really, really wants to know. But I've dropped a video on here, my testimony, and pretty much got right into the very heart of it. So I'm an open book. If you want to know, just look at my channel. I've got videos everywhere. Look them up. You can get a pretty good idea of the kind of guy I am, or the kind of Christian man I am, just by looking at my channel, by what I post, by my videos. It's actually a great way to gauge, similar to how I am, but a Proverbs 30 woman, well, Proverbs 31 woman is so sought after because it's so rare nowadays. That's why I say she's as rare as rubies or gems, because to get, gold and silver and all these gems, and guess what? You don't just find them laying around. You have to actually dig. You have to go and look for them. You don't just find them laying on the side of the road. Walking here on this road, I'm not just going to reach down and pick up a giant ruby. Right? You have to look for them. And that's what a good woman is tracking them. And if you're a woman watching this, you can build yourself into this woman. It's submitting to God, just like guys do. It's submitting to God, trusting Him to guide your life, and it's building yourself. Learn to cook. It's not that hard. I can cook. Learn to take care of a house. Talk to the older ladies in your church. Learn what it means to be an actual feminine woman. Right? The old generation stuck together because they were raised on biblical principles. You see, they were raised better than the ones nowadays, if I have to be honest. Once again, the prince of the wind is blowing. Yeah, blow hard all you want. He's just a blowhard. Dead, withered stick, absolutely useless. He can blow the wind all he wants. I don't care. As I was saying, you can build yourself into this woman. You can seek knowledge from older women. You can surround yourself with, mature women that are where you want to be, just like guys. Okay, this is the same thing for guys. Look at the men that are, very Christian and just masculine and is where you want to be, right? And ask them to, mentor you. Same with women. It says right in the Bible, older men mentor the younger men. And also says older ladies mentor the younger. That's how they learn. And you can build on your skills, build on your biblical knowledge. Trust God, and He will bring you the right person. Okay? But you have to be patient and wait. And people are like, oh, patient. How long do I have to wait? I don't know. It's subjective. I've been following God 6 years waiting for Him to bring me, my partner. Hasn't yet. But guess what? I'm still keeping my faith. I'm still doing what I'm called to do. I'm still doing my mission. I'm posting my videos. I'm working on my YouTube channel. I'm working on myself, my job. I'm building. And although it's been a while, and I don't know if it's going to be anytime soon, but I'm doing what God says. I'm building so that when I do, when he sends that Proverbs 31 woman, I will actually have an established, garden she can actually help with. If you don't have any goals or ambitions and you're not building anything, he ain't going to send you a helpmate, because that's what the key word there is, helpmate, not slave, not you do everything and I do nothing. No, it's help. So, Proverbs 31 women, they're out there. They're rare. But you can find them, and you can make yourself into one if you're a lady watching this. It's not too late. God can do anything, and as long as you submit and follow him, he will guide you and make all your paths straight. This has been A Voice in the Wilderness, soldier, bond servant of Christ. Whenever you see this, have a blessed day or night. Stay safe in these dark and crazy times, and I will see you in the next one.